Shawn Brooks in the Newswatch newsroom. Coming up next, airport workers walk off the job. I'm Shawn Brooks in West Hollywood, where a controversial new movie hits the big screen. I'm Shawn Brooks at Northeast Station, where police announce a major arrest. A deadly shooting in Compton has police looking for two killers. They shot and killed a store clerk last night, and it was all caught on tape. I'm Shawn Brooks in Hollywood, where Jason Voorhees is making another terrifying big screen appearance. That story up next. Those stories and more next on Newswatch. Good evening, I'm Shawn Brooks in the Newswatch newsroom. Our top story tonight, the arrest of two men police are calling serial robbers. They attacked several men in the Silver Lake area, nearly beating one man to death. I talked with detectives and city leaders about this case that left a community terrified. Covered in blood and suffering multiple stab wounds, this man is one of several Silver Lake residents attacked by serial robbers.
How sophisticated were these guys?
But at this press conference today, police say they now have the people responsible for the brutal attacks. They're two young men, only 15 and 16 years old.
They put a lot of fear in people's minds in our community. There's a challenge that we have wherever we are in this city of Los Angeles, but in Silver Lake, it immediately caused great alarm.
The attack started 2 months ago between Eagle Rock, Silver Lake, and Echo Park. All of the victims were men who were walking alone. Police say the suspects ambushed the men, brutally beat them, then stole their property such as iPods, cell phones, and wallets.
Pretty violent. One of our victims suffered a cut on his forehead that required 10 stitches. Another victim was pushed to the ground and broke his cheekbone.
This is Sunset in Silver Lake, where one of the attacks took place. Police say the suspect jumped from behind this box and nearly beat the victim to death.
For their age, they were quite violent.
Resident and local business owner Billy Basha says he's glad arrests have been made.
We were broken into twice when we first started, so when I heard there were new robbers on the street, I was a little bit concerned. But knowing that they're off the street, it's pretty reassuring.
Police say they're still looking for more witnesses. If you can help police, call the LAPD at 1-877-LAPD 24/7. In other news, more than 300 workers at LAX walked off the job. They say they want more pay and safer working conditions. These are janitors, clerks, and ticket agents who say the airport is treating them unfairly. They staged this one-day walkout to show their impact on the airport. Finally tonight, a controversial movie premiered in West Hollywood. It follows the life of director Roman Polanski and the love affair that led to his flight from America.
I want you to make it real.
Roman Polanski is one of the most controversial figures in film. He left America in disgrace over 20 years ago after being arrested and convicted for having sex with a 13-year-old girl. Now his life is the focus of a controversial new film called Polanski Unauthorized. Damian Chapa is the star and director.
I think everybody wants to understand how this happened. And what I wanted to do was try to show the human side of this person.
The movie follows Polanski's life from childhood to the horrific Manson murders to his flight from America. At this special screening held for the Children's Defense League, filmmakers discussed how the infamous director's tragic past could prove to be a catalyst for some interesting conversations.
It's something based upon his childhood, and it's based upon his parents. So the reason it's based upon a love story is because basically he's the product of the family.
Polanski is currently trying to get his conviction thrown out so he can return to America to do what he loves most, make movies. But that's not going to be easy in the courts or in the court of public opinion.
So I want to hear his whole story. The truth.
Actor David Carradine says Polanski should be allowed back in the country as a free man.
Well, you know, considering that the girl has been for years saying, you know, let him go. I mean, what's the issue?
The movie opens next Friday. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for watching Newswatch. I'm Shawn Brooks. Have a good night. Grauman's Chinese Theater was filled with excitement and perhaps a bit of terror as moviegoers prepared to welcome Jason back to the big screen. The new Friday the 13th movie premiered at Grauman's with hundreds of horror fans ready for a fright night. Producer Michael Bay handled the project from start to finish. Talk about what makes this movie different than the first Friday.
It's fun. It's a throwback to, it's fresh. It's when they made movies in the 80s, way different than now.
Once again, set at Camp Crystal Lake, Jason goes on a killing spree armed with a machete and a hockey mask. The unstoppable maniac set the bar for every modern slasher movie when it was first made in 1980. Writer Damian Shannon says the new Friday the 13th could do the same for a new generation of fans.
The thing about the original Friday the 13th is they were sort of exploitation films that were done in a sort of an indie budget. This is the slickest Friday the 13th movie ever made.
While it's been almost 30 years since the first Friday the 13th, it's obvious that Jason is still a huge draw.
I'm ready to be scared, I'm ready to scream, I'm ready to have nightmares for a week.
Even with the chilly weather, famous fans packed into the theater for the premiere. It seems moviegoers can't get enough of Jason and his terrifying attacks. Disney star Brenda Song says there was no way she'd miss this premiere. Why do you think people keep coming to these Friday the 13th movies?
Because it's iconic. I mean, Jason is sadly the person that everyone feared when they were younger. I still fear him. So it's one of those things that we love to be scared.
From Hollywood, Shawn Brooks, Newswatch LA.